You have already learned the applications of biotechnology in the field of agriculture and medicine. But do you know the biotechnology has progressed much ahead and has developed many transgenic animals? These transgenic animals have been produced to obtain benefits from them. Well, what benefits do humans obtain from transgenic animals? Let's try to understand. There are many reasons behind producing a transgenic animal. A few of the reasons are normal physiology and development, study of diseases, production of biological products, testing the safety of vaccine, and chemical safety testing. Let's start with the very first reason, that is normal physiology and development. Well, what is meant by transgenic animals? If a study on the function, regulation, or development of a gene has to be done, the gene is incorporated into the body of animals, making them transgenic. Scientists then study the factors produced by the gene, its biological effects on the body, and so on. One such study is the study of complex factors involved in the growth, such as the insulin-like growth factor. The next reason is the study of diseases. There are many genes in our body whose alteration can contribute to the development of diseases. Here, the transgenic animals are used to study the diseases caused due to these gene alterations. Transgenic animals are made to serve as a model to study and investigate the disease, its possible treatments, etc. Human disease such as cancer, cystic fibrosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and Alzheimer's have transgenic models at present. Moving on to the third reason, the production of biological products. For the treatment of some diseases, medicine containing biological products are required. The making of these biological products is often very expensive. Hence, biologists incorporated the gene producing those biological products into animals. For example, Tracy, a transgenically modified sheep, produced human protein alpha-1 antitrypsin. This biological product is used for the treatment of emphysema and cystic fibrosis. Another example is the first transgenic cow, Rosie. Rosie produced milk rich in human protein alpha-lactalbumin, and also the milk had more balanced product than a normal cow's milk. A new vaccine is not marketed soon after its production. It has to undergo various stages of testing. But what do you think? Whom do we consider for testing the newly formed vaccines? Yes, animals such as transgenic mice are developed to test the safety of the vaccines. We have been using monkeys for a long period of time to undergo vaccine testing. Now that transgenic mice are being designed, this would replace the use of monkeys for vaccine test. Next reason is the chemical safety testing, which is also known as toxicity testing or safety testing. The procedure used to test the chemical is similar to that of the testing of the toxicity of drugs. At first, transgenic animals are produced by the incorporation of the genes that make them sensitive to toxic substances. Then, they are exposed to toxic substances to study the effect of the toxin. This allows us to obtain the result in very less time. But do you think testing of vaccines or testing of chemicals on animals is ethical? Manipulation of living organism by humans has to be regulated. To evaluate the morality of all human activities on animals, ethical standards are required. The genetic modification in animals can cause many unpredictable results for the ecosystem. Organizations such as GEAC, that is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, has been set up by the Indian government to make decisions on the validity of the genetic research and safety of genetically modified organisms for public services. Biopatenting problems are also created due to modification of organisms for public services. Do you know what is a biopatent? Biopatent is the patent right given to the invention in the field of biology. A patent holder has the right to produce, market, or use the invention to a limited period of time, excluding others. Producing GMOs and patenting them has raised anger among people, as those varieties are in use from ancient times by indigenous people and are grown by native farmers. One such example is of the basmati rice. In 1997, an American company got patent rights to sell a new variety of basmati in US and other countries. This variety of basmati rice was actually derived by crossing Indian variety of basmati rice with semi-dwarf varieties. The patents restrict people from selling basmati rice. It goes same with the Indian medicinal plants such as neem and turmeric. If we do not counter these patenting immediately, other countries will encash on our rich legacy. Now, what is meant by biopiracy? Have you heard of this term? Biopiracy refers to the use of bioresources by multinational companies and other organizations without the proper permission from the countries. It is the exploitation of the natural resources. Basically, developed countries are poor in natural resources and traditional knowledge, while developing and underdeveloped countries are rich in natural resources and traditional knowledge. Hence, the developed countries exploit these resources to develop modern applications and for commercialization. But nowadays, developing and underdeveloped countries are implementing laws to prevent exploitation of their rich resources and traditional knowledge. Indian Parliament has also passed Second Amendment of Indian Patent Bills that takes these issues into consideration. It is the duty of each country, its government and its people to protect their natural resources and their traditional knowledge. Letting these resources being exploited on the hands of developed countries or other organizations will in no time leads to their loss. So this was about the video. Let's now summarize what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.